What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Blue Crew? This is Ball Hawk, the Fountain of the Farmers of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel, Lions Talk Live, by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody. Woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Lions Talk Live, Thursday morning show edition, and I think we've got a pretty good interactive show for you guys today. So when we get to the main topic of the day today, we're going to break down the Detroit Lions mid-season grades. I want you guys to help me out with the grading process. I'll give you guys my thought on a player or group. If it's too big, just go through everybody on the complete list, say like the offensive line. But when I put it out there, I want to see what you guys have to say. So we'll dive into that, see the midseason grades. And then tomorrow, yes, we have Daniel Damas stopping on over. We have Kurt the Hitman Steele stopping in to break down as we go through the game predictions for the Jaguars game. I think it's actually going to be a pretty good game. I know a lot of us are wanting to win by 90 points, but I do think that Jags defense is pretty legitimate. You think about some of their season, while they haven't had their starting quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, last week, and he's been ruled out for this weekend's game. Their offense is putrid. Their defense is not. Let's hope we can take advantage of what is bad on them versus, facing strength on strength. All right, well, let's get into this, though, real quick before we get into 5 headlines, though. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We're, 12 subs, 11 subs away from 10,900. So if you can help out with that, that'd be great. Also, if you can take a half second of time, it is free of charge. Reach on down, hit that thumbs up button, that like button, etc. As you guys probably know, if you watch YouTube for any length of time, it helps that content creator out exponentially. We try to get every video between 200, 300, 400 likes, etc. Last but not least, if you are with the holiday season quickly approaching, if you're considering gifts, maybe consider going to Amazon.com or wherever you find great reading literature and order Kajora book. It is the first in a 9-part series. If you like Native American Japanese culture mixed in with some, religious mythology, go check out this historical fiction book. It is the first in a 9-part series. Second one comes out next year. So check it out. If you like it, leave a good review, por favor. All right, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get over to the first segment of the show. And as you know, it is 5 headlines now. All right, 5 headlines now. Lions emerging superstar named potential breakout player in second half of the NFL season. This is from the Sporting News. Dyra Sharman for this one. And she brings up the point of Kirby Joseph. I think it's a fair point because Kirby Joseph is off the charts good. We all get it. Last year, was he as good as his rookie year? I mean, it's semantics, but probably you'd say his rookie year was overall better than his sophomore year. But, looking into this year, you'd have to say it is all Kirby Joseph. Him and Brian Branch, I don't think there's any questions about it at this point in the season. They are the best safety combo in the entire NFL. And I don't really think it's close. A couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I think we all could have said, yeah, they're somewhere between, number 1 and number 5 in the league. But at this point, they are the number 1 duo. Kirby Joseph, a lot of people have slept on him to a certain degree. Brian Branch has gotten a lot of press, a lot of media attention. But Kirby Joseph is having a sneakily good year. Maybe he's going to be an all-pro, let alone in the Pro Bowl. But I think he is a player to watch, along with a few other Lions over the course of the season. All right, next one is Taylor Decker felt, quote, responsible, end quote, for struggles against Texans. Sports Illustrated story by Christian Boer with this one. And Boer's correct. I get Decker's correct. If you watch the game, we've mentioned it on the show before. I don't think it's happenstance that the Texans got that much pressure on Jared Goff versus other teams, and that Goff had, obviously not the most ideal game ever in his career. And a lot of that, if we go back and watch the tape, I would say 3 or 4 of those interceptions are the result of either, okay, the Hail Mary wiped that one out. The rest of them, guys getting to him, and he's throwing a little bit quicker than he wants. The one that's almost basically a fumble coming out of his hands, I was actually surprised they didn't rule it a fumble, because to me, it looked like the ball was loose before his hand was going forward. Irrelevant as that may be, I think Decker gets it. He knows if he was in there, at least he feels like every athlete would. If I'm in there, that doesn't happen. If I'm in there, this doesn't go wrong. I get it. And Dan Skipper, overall, I thought he looked better as the game went on. You could see the improvement from him in the second half, but also give the Texans some credit. Taylor Decker feels responsible. Whether or not he'll play this weekend, I don't know. If it's me, I probably have him sit, him and Sam Laporta, but they don't ask me, so I would probably have him sit. But with that also being said, what you got out of the Houston Texans pass rush last week, you'll see something very similar to that this week. The Jags are no joke. They can get after the quarterback. All right, Detroit Lions mailbag is 16-1 possible. And can Brad Holmes re-sign Carlton Davis III? Dave Burkett from the Detroit Free Press on this one. That's a question I think most of us are going to, if we came into this season, most would say Carlton Davis was a 1 year, just, hey, we're going to bring him in, let him kind of help stabilize the secondary, help some of the younger players that we've now drafted, Rakestraw, Arnold, etc., to come in and develop. But what do you do with Carlton Davis? He has looked pretty dang good. In fact, he's like number 4 in the league as far as QBR allowed on his side. He has played at a near elite level. Most of us probably wouldn't know that, but if you look at the actual grades, especially grades for man-to-man based corners, which obviously the Lions are favoring more and more, I think you'd have to say Carlton Davis was a really, really good pickup for the team. Can you re-sign him? I think so. Should you? Man, I'm leaning that way, but what say you do, crew, on that one? That's a question I would really throw at you guys and say, would you want to keep him, or do you think, hey, you just need to go to next year? Arnold and Rakestraw, I guess that's possible too. 16-1, is it possible? I think if you're a fan of the Detroit Lions or a neutral fan, maybe that'd be a better person to ask. You look at the rest of the schedule, I think you'd have to say it's possible. Will it happen? I don't know, but there's no team on this schedule like years past where you would look at the schedule and say, that's going to be a pretty dang tough one to win. I think we'll probably lose that one. I think there are some games that maybe come down to pretty close to a flip of the coin. The Bills probably are the number 1 team on my list with that. The last game of the season against Minnesota, we might not have anything to play for in that game. So that would also come into my factoring of the schedule. But let me know what you guys have to say in the comment section. Lions going after club record with win streak against Jacksonville. Story by Field Media, or Level Media, I should say. And they're not wrong. As most of us are probably aware, the Lions have tied the club record for winning streak. And with an opportunity now to not just beat it Sunday, but there's some potential against the Colts. You could extend it, and who knows, on Thanksgiving Day, maybe you can push it to a level none of us have ever seen before in Detroit Lions history. Lions team isn't just scary good across the NFL, but historically within the own franchise. And as much as we can poo-hoo about the Lions franchise over the last 60 years, let's also remember there was a time for 30 years-ish where this was the creme a la creme franchise in the NFL. You would have said the New England Patriots of their day. The Lions were just that dang good. But it is what it is. I think the Lions are going to set a new club record this Sunday, and they'll probably look to extend it a little bit longer the next upcoming weeks. All right, last of the 5 headlines now. Penei Sewell's dominance is fueling the Detroit Lions Super Bowl hype. SB Nation story by Joseph Acosta, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I'll say this with Joseph. I think he's spot on. Now, did Penei Sewell give up a couple plays to Donnell Hunter on Sunday? Yeah, but you know what? Donnell Hunter is no joke of a player. We all sometimes have to remember the other team has players too. The other team makes plays at times too. It's not just your guys aren't performing up to snuff. Sometimes it's simply the guys opposite of you. You know what? They do get to make plays as well. I think Penei Sewell, you've heard Dan Campbell talk about it. You've heard people on NBC, anyone across the nation would say he is probably the most generational player on the Detroit Lions team. It's no disrespect to Aiden Hutchinson or anything like that, but look across the NFL. Look across the NFL the last 20, 30 years. How many offensive linemen do you ever see like him? If the Lions had, if there's any way you could clone him, you you would have perhaps the most dominant offensive line in NFL history. The fact he is so athletic, so nimble, so agile, let alone so powerful. I mean, he really could play multiple different positions, not just offensive line. Could he play tight end? Probably. Could he play fullback? Absolutely. Could he play, maybe defensive end? That's a thought I would have for him. But I think we all get it. He isn't just rare. He is incredibly rare. And if we go back to when he was drafted, remember Brad Holmes, just jumping up and down. Same with DC in the war room. He had the video of it. Most of us at the time probably thought, hey, great, we got an offensive lineman. It wasn't a sexy pick or anything like that. But looking back now, just a couple years later, I think we get it. The Lions knew something apparently the other, 7 teams in front of them didn't know. This guy is the number 1 draft pick in the NFL that year. And I think it's hard to really refute that. All right, before we get to the main topic of the day, we're going to do, as we normally do this time of the week, we're going to do the medical report. So let's get on over to that. All right, this is big this week just for a couple different reasons. You want a little bit of inside information on potentially who's going to play, not play, etc. So I want to bring that on up. So going to the Detroit Lions, we won't spend a lot of time on this because obviously tomorrow's report will be the big one because if somebody's not practicing then, they're probably not playing this week. Detroit Lions, Sam Laporta did not practice shoulder. In my opinion, I know I'd already given it to you guys. I would hold him out this week. To me, you should be able to handle the Jags at home. Doesn't mean you should overlook them. Doesn't mean you don't respect them. But I'm also got to make a business decision here. I want to try and make sure that my guys are as healthy as possible, as late in the season as possible. You know what? Sam Laporta may be a quick healer, but I also think maybe resting him this week would be a good idea. Let's see what they say. He did not practice yesterday. Taylor Decker, already mentioned this one, the shoulder. He was limited practice yesterday. I'm going to say this. If he's limited again today, I would just go ahead and shut him down for this week. Also give that offensive line, if you want to make any adjustments, another day to really kind of focus on that. Today being a big day, and then Friday obviously being a massive day for adjustments. Malcolm Rodriguez, limited practice. He's missed 2 straight for the Lions because of that ankle injury. My anticipation is he misses this game too. Again, same premise. You want him to be healthy long-term. Broderick Martin knee, he's been a full go, but you still have 1 more week on the 21-day evaluation period. My guess is he's not back this week. He's back against the Colts, or at least right after. Same with Ife Melifonwu. He was a full practice participant yesterday, but he's only basically just completing the first week of his 21-day evaluation. I would still say this. I think my anticipation for Ife and Emmanuel Mosley are still going to be Thanksgiving, having them back out there right around that game. Emmanuel Mosley, like I said, already talked about that one, but he was a full go yesterday. Darius Smith, everybody wants to see this dude out on the field. Let's be honest. I think most of the fan base, if you weren't a fan of him already, you became a bigger fan of him Sunday night, watching him coach the team up on the sidelines, basically talk to the cameras after the game. I think there was a real great pickup. And again, kudos to the Lions scouting department for in league, and not just, there's a difference between the college scouts and the in-league scouts, but they identified his personality traits, all the above with him. It's easy to see the talent this guy has, even at his age, but also the infectious energy he brings to a team. I really like the guy, and I think we're all going to be watching him. Notables also, Graham Glasgow in the first drive against the Texans landed on his head, got shaking up a little bit. He was not shown on TV, but did notice the shakeup on during the game. Fortunately, there was no concussion diagnosis. Carlton Davis in the third quarter got kneed pretty hard in the back, in the right lower leg, limped off the field. It was likely just a contusion and returned to play. Direct impact to the area can lead to a much worse outcome, as we saw with Aiden Hutchinson. Fortunately, he seems to be right as rain. Lee McNeil appeared to have a bit of a facial component going on in the third quarter. If you guys remember him pulling at the face a lot, people speculating if he had a broken jaw or whatever. Reviewing the video as well, multiple previous plays to his hand and head. Didn't see any trauma in that area, possibly just a bit of a blow hard to the injury into the joints. He was able to return to the game and should be fine going forward. So just a thought there. Tyrion Arnold in the Lions' final defensive play. He had his right knee area banged up a couple times, which left him limping out the field. good to see him unlisted, which means he's likely just a contusion to that area. Now, in regards to the Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence did not practice, left shoulder, and again, he's already been ruled out for this week. Tank Bigsby, running back ankle, did not practice yesterday. Brian Thomas, wide receiver, limited practice with a chest issue. Other notables, Christian Kirk, the Jaguars' second leading receiver, is on IR with a clavicle fracture, suffered 2 weeks ago. So there you go for the Jags. And I get if I'm the Jags, man, at this point with Trevor Lawrence, there's no real need to get him back on the field anytime soon. You're probably having to think long-term with his recovery, and the team overall is, just they're not going anywhere this season. All right, let's go ahead and with all that being said and done, let's go ahead and get over to the main topic of the day. All right, we're talking midseason grades for you guys, and I want you guys to interact with this. So we're going to go through it. I'm going to throw out my grade, but let me know what you guys have to say. All right, let's start with wide receivers. These guys I will do individually just because I don't want to throw them all into one room, but there will be some other positions perhaps we will do more individual. Jameson Williams, I'm going to give him B+. I think, we can say what we want about the suspension or whatever. The stuff with him getting pulled over, to me, at this point, that's not a factor. He was let go by the police there. We haven't heard anything since, so I'm not even going to address it. But as far as suspension, I'm not going to hold it against him. I'm just going to talk about his play on the field, and I'm going to give him a B+. I think as far as a receiver, you could see him growing. He's become a little bit more tough, durable, etc. And his aspect in regards to run blocking, I think it's off the charts. So B+ for him. I'm Ross St. Brown. You couldn't ask anything more, I think, out of this kid than what you're getting. I'm going to give him a solid A. Not an A+, but a solid A. Offensive line, I'm going to do this group as a whole. Otherwise, we'll be here all day if I go through everybody on the roster. But as an offensive line, I'm going to give them a B+. I don't think they've been as advertised in the preseason where we thought they were going to be the A+ group. Some of that, if you want me to say, I think it's on Graham Glasgow. I think he struggled a little bit. Taylor Decker's had times, but I think now we understand it's because he has some shoulder issues going on, and he's played through it for the most part. Other than that, though, B+ across the board for him. Tight ends, I'm just going to limit this to Sam Laporta. I'm going to give him a B-. I think his run blocking is still suspect. He was limited, and that's why it's not a B or a B+. He was a little limited early in the season, as we all know, with the hamstring injury. But if you go by just, say, the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think he's been about a B+, not an A, but a solid B-, I think, because you have to factor in the whole season. All right, Tim Patrick, also throw him out there. I'm going to group him and Khalif Raymond together, though, in this package. I'm going to give them a solid B-. I don't think they've been superlative in any way, shape, or form, but they've been solid when asked to do specific things. Khalif Raymond, I'm reviewing him as grading him as a receiver here, not as a punt returner or kickoff returner, anything like that. All right, Jared Goff. I probably would have said an A+ until last week. And yes, a lot of what went wrong for him is not on his fault. It did come down to some issues with the offensive line. And I'm not going to break down every different pass, but because of that, I'm going to give him a B+. I think there's been some moments. He's been the best quarterback in the league for about 2 months. And then he's had some other moments where he hasn't been great. So, hey, that's where I'm going to give him a grade. Running backs, I will break them down individually. David Montgomery, I'm giving him a B+. I think he's been everything you could ever want. There have been a couple moments, like last weekend, where he was less effective. It just, the style of defense they played kind of limited some of his strengths, and his strengths couldn't overcome what the Texans were doing. Now, Gibbs, on the other hand, I'm going to give him an A-. And I think you're splitting hairs between the both of them, but let's be fair. Gibbs has a factor about him that very few running backs in the history of the NFL can ever replicate. He isn't just fast. He is insanely fast and agile. He is a matchup problem anytime he gets past the line of scrimmage for any team because his speed, his agility, his ability to cut, it's just hard to replicate. It's hard to put anybody out there on the practice squad to be on the scout team and say, hey, I need you to do what he does. Because you know what? Most humans can't do it. 99% of us can't do what he does. So that's why they're a great combination. They are Thunder and Lightning, Knuckles, and Sonic, whatever. And I think they complement each other incredibly well. All right, going to go to the defensive side here quickly. Josh Pascal, he's missed some time. but I think he's been solid. I'm going to give him a B minus. I think he's pretty dang good against the run. His ability to get to the quarterback is still a question mark to me. Zadarius Smith, I'm not going to grade just because he hasn't really been here yet. I could grade him for Cleveland, but that's a different situation. Lee McNeil, I think he's sneakily a lot better than most people have anticipated he is. Even if you watch film, you got to watch a lot of it because interior defensive linemen are a little bit more tricky to grade than say defensive ends, just because of the explosion plays. But Ali McNeil, I'm going to give him a solid B plus. Now, I think he's emerging as a pass rusher. There could even be scenarios this year where we see him play out wide as a defensive end on certain positions or plays, just because I think he can get after the quarterback, especially he has favorable blocking. DJ Reader, I'm going to give him a solid B. I don't think he's been great. I don't think he's been terrible. He's been pretty much what we expected out of him. Levi Onwuzurike, a solid B minus. I think he's been phenomenal, especially when you consider the factor what he's gone through just to be an NFL player at this point. He's been great for us. I think he'd be better off rotational piece for us than he would be a starting defensive end, but situations have arose. He needs to be that right now. Now, will that continue going forward? Wait and see. No, I'm not going to put a grade on James Houston either. He just doesn't get enough snaps. Although if I would, I'd probably give him an A++++. Let's be honest. I'm just kidding, man. All right, Alex Anzalone. I think he's been solid B. Maybe you could almost say a B+. He does everything you ask of him, and he does it well. I just don't think he's been elite level like an A and A-, but I think he's been a B. Maybe one could argue a B+. Jack Campbell, you know, if I had to say most improved player on the team, he might be in that conversation. I don't know if I'd give it to him, but he'd be in the conversation for it. The first 2 games this season, I was like, if you watch that tape, he's a C++. But then the rest of the season happens. I would even say last week he might have been an A- as far as a grade. But as a season as a whole, I'm going to give him a B+ overall for Jack Campbell. Malcolm Rodriguez, I think he's missed too much time now to be a fair assessment of him. Same with Derek Barnes. But if I had to give a grade on both of them, I think Barnes would be about a B-. Rodriguez probably a C+ right in that range. Carlton Davis, you know, the first couple of weeks, I get he's kind of getting into the ebbs and flows of things. He looked good at moments, didn't look great at others, dropped some interceptions. He's dropped, I think, 3 or 4 interceptions. And then last week happened. But to be fair, the last month has also happened. He hasn't just been good the last month. He's been damn good the last month. I'm going to give him an A-, and because his run support has clearly improved. I think a lot of that is just he's understood what Aaron Glenn is asking out of him a wee bit more than what he did to say early in the season. He's right now, I would say this, he may not be the number 1 cornerback in the NFL, but I think he's in the top 10, maybe close to the top 5. And let that sink in that the Detroit Lions may have a top 10, top 5-ish cornerback. I'm not going to put him, clearly into the top 4 or anything like that. But I think there's an argument you could easily make saying he's somewhere between 10 and 5, somewhere in that range. Terrion Arnold, hey, man, I get it. He holds, he does this, he does that, but he's a rookie. And I think most of us, the only thing I can say is I've been a Lions reporter or whatever fan for long enough where I can say, hey, I can remember a lot of people hating on Ray Crockett. And I'll go probably to my grave saying Ray Crockett may have been the greatest Lions cornerback I have seen in my lifetime. That dude was scary good and just probably doesn't get enough recognition for it, in my opinion. He could play the run, he could play the pass, he could play his man, he could play zone, he could do it all. And he was pretty dang stout at it. I was sad when the Lions ultimately let him go and sign somewhere else. But be it that as may, he struggled his rookie year, he struggled his sophomore year. Same with Darius Slay, who I think most of us watching can remember him being here and say, yeah, he was a pretty dang good corner, maybe the best of the last 10 or so, 15 years. But Arnold, being as neutral as I can be and just be objective, I think the kid's going to be damn good by year 2 or 3. And he's showing you some signs now. Yes, he doesn't locate the ball all the time. Yes, he holds. But also we can say, yes, he's a rookie playing perhaps the second most challenging spot in the entire NFL, first being quarterback. I think he's showing clear signs of development. I'm not going to give him an A. I'm not going to give him a B. I'm going to give him a C+. And I think by the end of the year, that grade could end up being somewhere around a B-, maybe a B. So let that sink in. He may have grown that much, and that's what I'm trying to view. Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph. Oh, man, oh, man. I'm not going to do one grade on Rakestraw. He hasn't played enough. Meek Robinson, I kind of wanted a grade. If I was going to give him a grade, maybe I should. I don't know. I'd probably say like a C, right around there. He does some things well. He also gets burnt other times. I would dock him a little bit because of some of the penalties he's incurred, but that's neither here nor there right now. Brian Branch, I would say this. He is absolutely, in my opinion, without a shadow of a doubt, he's an A. He is an A, and at times, I think you got to say nearly an A+. There's just not much he does wrong. Early in the season, probably still acclimating to the safety position versus the slot corner position. He missed some tackles, but that's really one or two things when a lot of guys, since we don't play these dudes in the preseason, that first game or two, that is your preseason. That's your warm-up games or whatever you want to call them. After that, the dude's been off the charts good. I don't see a safety in this league clearly playing better than him. And if you guys got somebody, let me know, but I don't see it. I think he is perhaps the league's best safety, and if he's not, he's in the conversation with it. Now going on to Kirby Joseph, I'm going to give him a B+. I still think while he's off the charts good at what the Lions ask him to do, 99% of the time, and that single high safety, yes, when Branch got ejected, that's where I thought, man, you want to vote of confidence, you want to see what Aaron Glenn and the coaching staff think of you. They had him take over the superstar role, that the star defensive role that they assigned to Brian Branch. What does that mean, star defense role? You're playing safety, you're playing corner, you're playing linebacker, you're all over the field, you're blitzing, you're dropping into man, you're dropping into zone. That was my big knock on Kirby Joseph, is that he's great in zone, not so great in man-to-man. But this year, he has been asked to do more and more man-to-man, blitzing assignments, etc. And to be fair, it's not as noticeably egregious as it was a year or two ago. He has developed. He has improved. Again, I'm going to give him, probably like a BB+ in that range. Now, Aiden Hutchinson, I think he's played enough for the season where we could grade him, even though obviously he's not going to play the rest of the regular season at least. I'm going to say Aiden Hutchinson, if you think he's anything below an A+, I don't know what to tell you. He is an elite level player. I'm still going to hold to what I said on draft day when this kid was brought in. He's the second coming of Bruce Smith. In my opinion, you can all say that, hey, Derek Thomas, Lawrence Taylor, elite level, Hall of Fame, legendary guys. I'd still put Bruce Smith up in that range. Bruce Smith played, in my opinion, the run better than Derek Thomas. Lawrence Taylor just destroyed everything in front of him. No disrespect to anybody else, but that guy, he is one of one. There's never going to be another one like him, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody else does. But Bruce Smith, he's one of the few guys in this league that is just a game changer, and I think Aiden Hutchinson is basically a clone of him. He stops the run. He stops the pass. He can drop into coverage. Most people don't remember Lawrence Taylor actually would drop into coverage and get interceptions from time to time. Unfortunately, if you're a longtime Lions fan, you know that all too well on the Thanksgiving Day. Gosh, what was it, back in the mid-'80s where he picked off a pass like right at the goal line and returned it 100 yards for a score. But you guys get it. All right, special teams, then we'll wrap this up. Jake Bates, until it's hard to really knock kickers unless they miss kicks. The only thing he's missed all year is one extra point, and I don't remember if it was the hold or whatever. I'm going to give him an A. He's got range on kickoffs. DC tells him, or whoever Flip tells him, just kick it out of the back of the end zone so we don't have to worry about returns. He does it. Kick 60-yard field goal, not a problem. Kick this, kick that, whatever. He makes them. I don't care if they're pretty or not. He makes them. So because of that, I'm going to give him an A. Jack Fox, in my opinion, and I don't watch other teams' punters enough to be able to really safely say if he's the best punter in the league. But if he's not the best, I'd say he's on an even playing field with everybody else. So I'm going to give him actually an A as well. So maybe I thought about an A+ with Foxy, but he's had one or two punts that maybe weren't the greatest. But also, to be fair to him, maybe the coaching staff didn't want him to blast that one. So, and that's the part I don't know. So Lions special teams, though, off the board, they're pretty dang good. Punt return, kick returners, we all get it. Dorsey, Raymond, they're going to get A's as well in that regard. All right, Duke Crew, you've heard my grades. Let's see your grades. We talk about all this and perhaps a little bit more. See, we got a half hour to go, and I will try to fire through as many of these comments as possible. All right, kicks us off, Bo Booth. Good morning, Duke Crew. We all made the grade! Exclamation point. I see super. Woo! And good morning to you too, sir. Joseph C. Good morning, all. Back at you. Did we bowl? That's great news. We'll find out. Jessica, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Getting the kids ready for school and listening in. We'll get them off to school. Education is important always. Bo, Joseph, Bo, all right, Joseph, but going to be listening in as well. I got a busy morning, this morning. Everybody have a great day, though. Back at you, my friend. Joseph again, Bo, JDC, it's going to be mad about being first. It happens, man. It happens. Eddie, greetings, salutations, everyone. One of the biggest areas of improvement to me is only TA is really getting reps as a rookie. Times have changed. Yeah, he's the only rookie playing, if I understand correctly. You have some other guys getting snaps here and there, but as far as starting meaningful minutes, you are correct. The past couple of years, we've had a lot of rookies come in and start and get big runs. He's the only one doing it this year, and that's a sign of just how much this team has grown and developed. Now they can take on rookies, so like a Manu or a Rakestraw or, Sion Vaki, and take time to develop them. They don't have to race them onto the field. So I think you're spot on with that. Big Eddie, laughing out loud. Joseph, you're right on that. Okay. Josie, I agree, Big Eddie. Silver, good morning, Coach and everyone. Back at you. Bo, it's Thursday. Joe, JDC usually is busy in the morning. Okay. Chew, who has two thumbs and their favorite team is the Lions? This guy. All right. Good to see you, my friend, this morning, and glad to hear you are having thumb success. Josie, as soon as TA cleans his game up, we will be good 100%. Yeah, and I think you're seeing growth, but that growth does take time. It's a big leap from corner in the NCAA and corner in the NFL. Trey, what's up, Coach, and everyone in the crew? Question mark, is it Sunday yet? Not just yet, man. A couple more days to go. Trey, TA is doing well for a rookie. I feel he's improved already and will only get better before the playoffs. Yeah, I agree. Him and the entire team, a lot of these younger guys will still evolve and improve. They've got something to play for, too, which helps exacerbate or push that development forward. There are some teams, unfortunately, like the Jags, it's going to be hard to, even though, okay, they're professionals, they're going to still grind. They all want to, get the checks. They all want to get a second contract or whatever, but they're also human. It's hard to keep that focus throughout the coaching staff, the players, keep them moving forward, although that is your job as the coach and the player. Bo T has been cleaning his game up. Only one PI against the Texans. Correct. Matty B, sup, Duke Crew, exclamation point. Sup, Coach D, back at you. Those who other teams hate us because they ain't us, and we are going to the Super Bowl. You're probably right, man. I know I did a video on it yesterday, but a lot of times people get jealous when you're having success and they're not. People throw stones, man. I hate it, but it is, some people's nature. Hatman, top of the morning, Dan the man and the Crazy Dude Crew. A wet and soggy day in the mitten. It is indeed. I did see it's been raining outside. Rich, good morning, Dude Crew. Lions roaring 24. Woo! I hope so. I hope we keep roaring all the way through the Super Bowl. Silver Server, Skipper cannot play left tackle if Decker out again. What do you think, Jamarcus? My guess is, I know DC kind of talked about it a little bit in the presser yesterday, that they would probably move Penei Sewell over to left tackle. Now, wait and see what happens. My guess is if they feel like he can't go, they've already probably worked on it a little bit this week. Joe, did y'all see where Deebo Samuel about choked dude out his teammate? Yeah, who is it? The kicker, I want to say. Yeah, choked. Yeah, I know they got into it. I didn't catch what that was about. What's his name? He used to play at Michigan. He missed a couple of field goals, of course, then he hit the game winner against the Buccaneers. But yeah, Samuel had a few words from him. It's tough as kicker, man. You use your leg, you use your ankle. And I can't remember his name, but anyways, he's just coming back from a major ankle injury, and this is his first game back. I get there's probably not a lot of stability in that ankle. I like Choke. Okay. Oh, Choke too. Okay. Johnny L, good morning, you maniacs of the Duke Crew. Come on Sunday. Hurry up already. It will be here before you know it. Just see, Decker is going to play. By the way, he did his interview. Sounds like it anyways. Okay. I'm okay with it if he does, but again, if I have questions about him or Laporta or other people's health, you got to make a business decision at some point, and you have to say, hey, can we realistically survive with these guys out? If you can't, then you go forward with them. All right, Matthew, greetings, salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, Super Bowl. Woo, woo, woo. Sheila likes to, woo, in the fresh morning dew. How about a shot of Old Dew and a Hardy Sheila? Woo. All right, you want a Sheila Woo? I'll give you a Sheila Woo. 1, 2, 3. Debo added to a new mode of finger painting, all right, pointing, all right. Rom, greetings, salutations to the Duke Crew. Age caught up to me, and I'm drinking tea. Can't even stomach coffee anymore. Oh, nothing wrong with that, my friend. Nothing wrong with that at all. Tori, good morning, everyone. Sorry I've been away for a few days. Should be a great weekend for the Lions. I hope so, man. We go out there and win. That's all I'm worried about. So, and welcome back, by the way. Matty B, don't sleep on Jags. They lost a lot of games, but they aren't blowouts either. I agree with that 100%. Johnny L, now what did Debo do? Yeah, him and the kicker got into it. You can find the video online. I know they were showing it during the game. Bo, advice from BJ, run, Forrest, run. There you go. Matty B, Debo choked his teammate because they were losing, and he was less than thrilled about the performance. Correct. They got into it. Jess, Green Sanitations, Matty B, true that, exclamation point. Green Bay Mini and others barely beat them, boy. Yeah, the Jags have put up some good fights against some good teams. Joseph, laughing out loud, Matty B. Bo, it was their long snapper. Okay, long snapper, my bad. Papa Noel, good morning to all. Back at you. Steve, greetings, salutations, Coach Dan, and everyone in the Duke Crew. Coach, I'm pretty sure you have a birthday coming up, and mine is 22nd of November. I think the Lions were bought on my birthday in 63. Yeah, they were. I hate to say it, man, but I think they were officially bought the day JFK was assassinated, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, this is my birthday weekend. So correct. Happy pre-birthday to you too. So small. Hey, Coach, do you really think Barnes and Hutch have a chance this season? I think Barnes could return during the regular season. I know I spoke about it yesterday towards late in the season, maybe like the last game or something like that. Hutchinson, I mean, I don't know, guys. I'm not that type of doctor. I can only tell you what my experience has said. Here's what I can tell you. Probably another 2 weeks or so, that bone is fully healed as far as strength and everything. Now it's just putting more load bearing on it. It will be stronger than it's ever been before. Maybe not 2 weeks, but yeah, 2 to 3 weeks. It's probably fully healed. But now it's a process to get everything re-strengthened as far as the body and everything. Is it possible he comes back this playoffs? Yes, it's possible. That's based on my experience. You can have your own opinion. I'm not here to say he will return. I'm not here to say he won't return. But I think it's knowing athletes, all the services available to him, all the medical things that aren't available to most human beings. Having seen what I've seen in my life covering stuff, I'd say yes, it is definitely a possibility. My anticipation to this day right now is still going to be, I think we'll see Hutchinson in the playoffs. Obviously, if the Lions can get the first round bye, that's going to aid to things. We'll wait and see if he does or does not. He's got to have no setbacks for it to happen. Matt B, being a NorCal, I got to hear about it on Sports Talk Radio all this week. Just hope they continue to tank. I hate the Sharks, and I hate the Niners with a passion. Fair enough. Bo, are you okay today, Steve? We'll find out. Johnny L, sounds to me like Dallas Cowboys are letting their frustration take over. Yeah, I think you're seeing a few teams kind of go through that where you had expectations for the season. It hasn't gone that way, and now they're kind of imploding. Phil, good morning. Good morning to you too. Matthew, Debo was berating Moody, yes, for missing 3 field goals, and his long snapper took exception. Correct. Okay, that's what it was. Thank you for that. Thank you for Matthew. Quentin Green, salutations, y'all. Let's not overlook nobody, Jags, Colts, or whoever the heck else. I'll go with that. Don't ever overlook anybody on the team. Good coaches, good teams don't do that. But James Houston has closing speed. Yes, he does, man. He does. And again, now that we'll spend a long time on it, I think you're starting to see him look more and more like 2022 Houston. France, good day all. Coach Dan, question for you. Since you have covered the team for decades, what would be your top 5 teams for the that you've seen from the Detroit Lions? Boy. I guess we'll just make this real quick. I'll go with this year's team, number 1. Number 2, 93. Although 93 in this year's team, it's going to come down to the Lions win this year in the playoffs. They're the better team. Unfortunately for 93, they lost on the Brett Favre Sterling Sharp combo. After that, I guess I'll go 2000. Let's go 91 for the next one, and then 2014 for the final one. So that, I guess, be my order. Steve, yes, recovering nicely. Good nurses are taking care of me, and the food is better than I thought it would be. Thank you for asking, Bo. Hey, no worries, and glad you're recovering, my friend. Thoughts and prayers to you. Man Bear, good morning. Danaroo and Scooby Phew Crew. All right, back at you too, my friend. Hopefully it's a great morning. Matt B, well, if the Titans game was special teams balling out, the defense won the game in Houston. How about Jared and crew setting a few scoring records against the Jags? I'm down with that. Just win, baby. That's my thoughts. Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. Coach Dan, I can only speak for myself. Speak for me, excuse me. But thank you for kicking Broski to the curb. Please keep him there. Yeah, I don't have any intentions to unblock Broski at this point. You give somebody a chance for over a year to shape up, and he just keeps doing what Broski does, so he can go do it somewhere else at this point. Susan, don't like him stuff. Bo, Stephanie, curb stomping jokes coming. We'll find out. Heckman, I'm with you there, Stephanie. I have him blocked, so I don't see his comments until Dan reads them. Yeah, and he won't be reading them here. See, Stephanie, I just think he tries to take over the show. Yeah, all right, let's move on from this. Let's move on from Broski Bear again. Hey, thoughts and prayers to him. Hope he's doing well, but he's just not going to do it here anymore. Mike the Marine Gunny, howdy, Dan and Duke Crew. I love the show. Woo! And we love having you here, Gunny. Matty B, a wide to the curb. I'm let him sleep in the gutter with. Yep, that's okay. Let's see. Answer 14. Good morning, Dan and Duke Crew. Lions dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate. And good to see you, my friend. It feels like it's been a couple days since I've seen you. Let's see. Voltron, good morning, all. Big win big enough Sunday to get Hooker and them young guys in the fourth quarter. That's my goal. I like the way you're thinking. Johnny L, bye-bye, broski. Yes, wave goodbye. Moment of silence for him. All right, Gunny, I'm with you, Stephanie. That's why I blocked. Okay, yep. I get it. I joined Lions Talk Live for Lions info, not bantering. Yeah, not bantering with him. Let's see, Pat, Coach, give me a woo. You want a woo? I'll give you a woo. And woo you go. Maybe no, Coach, give me a woo, woo, woo. Let's go. All right, one last one. All right, getting back to the show now. Robert, greetings, salutations, same to you. Johnny L, the weather today is crappy. Yeah, hey, some people like rain, some people don't. Dave Bing question, who's been the biggest surprise so far this year? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know, man. That's a tough one because really, I think most of the guys have, met expectations. I guess at this point, I don't know. Maybe I'll throw either Tim Patrick or Nowaski out there. Nowaski, he's not great. He's made some plays. He's got a couple sacks. He's got an interception. That's nice. Patrick, hey, we were thinking we were going to need a number 3 wide receiver. We got him out of nowhere, basically. So great addition for both of them. Robert, PFT, they were talking about Detroit Lions as a team of destiny, but we already knew that. 100%. I'm down with that. Terrell Williams has certainly made a mark concerning all the injuries, but so has our linebackers coach. Yeah, I think they've done a phenomenal job, especially overcoming the injuries, etc. Rocky or Coach Rock, good morning, all. I give them an A due to the way they support each other on and off the field. I think you're spot on with that, Coach. Bo, Kelvin Shepard, there you go. He's done a very good job with stuff. Hatman, I drink woo coffee of destiny. There you go. Drink the woo of destiny. Johnny L, Dave Bing, that's a great question. It is a good question. It was a good question. Bo, the new DBs under Deshaun Townsend are no joke either. No, let's be honest. There was once a weakness with this team, and now it's become a strength. So they've done a great job. Rob, the Lions are groovy daddy-o. I'm down with that. Bo, Mr. Flip had a oops moment, but otherwise the special teams has been superb. Yeah, against Tampa Bay. Other than that, though, hey, you're right. And, man, if they don't have that oops, they might have won that game. Dennis, good morning. Dan and the Duke Crew, back at you. Larry, good morning, everyone. Same to you, Larry. Hope it's a great day. Maddie B, Stephanie, of all the things I'd love to see a beautiful woman do is light up a overweight Bears fan. Let's go. Hey, that's one thing I'll say. If Broski wants to step up and get in the ring, if they both want to do that, we will broadcast that. And you know what? Maybe I'll even unblock Broski if he agrees to do that. Stephanie, I'd love to have a chance to see. Yeah, I think we get that. Good morning, Coach and the Duke Crew. Broski, how comfy is that curb? Just wait. Yeah, all right. Yep. I get it, man. Hey, Broski's on out of here. Let's see. Southwest. Woo! And back at you. Phil, nice guitar, by the way. Steph has a great avatar picture. All right. Yeah, I guess I'd have to check it out sometime. Let's see. Dimitri, what up, Doe? Back at you. Hopefully it's a great day, my friend. And you're back. I like that. J-Mo's back. Dale, good morning. A mid-grade A Super Bowl bound. Give me a woo to that good morning, do. All right. You know what? You want to woo? What the heck? We are wooing it up in here. Trump's anyone see? I don't want to even truck. Yeah, I don't know much about trucks. Sorry, man. Let's see. Man Bear laughing out loud. Skipper sounds like a wounded. he does have a very unique wound, don't he? A hat man. So who is hitting the woods tomorrow? It sounds like a few of you guys are, if I'm not mistaken. Matt B. Phil Stephanie has an amazing pick. I'll have to check it out. Marcus G+. Okay, we'll go with the G+. Let's see. Henry Moore, good morning, Coach Dan and Dooku. Let's go, Lions. Woo! I'll go with that. Lions Talk Live fam. Good morning, all. Back at you. Cass, yep, go. Let's, not do to that stuff in here. Pitts, good morning, Dan and Dooku. 42-14. Lions, go Lions. Woo! I'm down with that. Yes, if we can win like that this weekend, I'd be fine with that. Marcus, subscribe and like. Yes, please. If you guys can, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You guys get it. Helps everybody out. Flat, and thanks for that, Marcus. Flathead, what do you got? I am officially unemployed and can join the morning show more often. Woo! Well, hopefully that's a good thing. I'm assuming it is based on what you've said, but I could be wrong, and hopefully it's a good thing for you. Miles Marker, greetings, salutations, no more broski. He's a creep, and I agree, Stephanie Water. It's all gotta be about him. Yeah, I would. That's why he's no longer here. Silver Surfer Coach, I wonder why the coaches have not given a chance for Rakestraw to show what he can do. He looked pretty good to me when called into action. I think they're just taking their time to develop him. We've talked about it before, Silver, where cornerback is a tougher position to play. My anticipation is year 2. He's probably a starter. Now, who's he replace? I don't know. Wait about that. Find out about that a year from now. But my guess is, if you were to ask me, he's probably replacing Meek Robertson at that point in the slot or something like that. Marcus, good morning, Dan and Scooby-Doo crew. All right, I'm down with that. And good morning to you too. Let's see, Bo. Lions created controlled chaos. Yes, they will create controlled chaos. I like that one. I like that. Chew, I heard Broski has a Lions bed set with Lions blanket and Lions pillows. Might be indeed. Big D, morning, Duke crew. What's cracking? Hey, just talking about the Lions. Broski lives rent-free. Well, not anymore. He's living somewhere else. Let's see. Silver Server, way to react. Flathead, I'm down with that. Manny B, Trump's genius. We want to see him get his butt beat. I concur. I think there's a lot of people that would be in on that. Okay, good morning, Miles Barker. My money was on Stephanie from day one of the challenge. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the only thing I can say, and obviously I don't know Broski personally or anything, but my guess is just having coached Stephanie and knowing her over the years, watching her play, professionally overseas and stuff, she was typically brought in to basically be the Rick Mahorn of teams. And not that she wasn't skilled. She was. She could shoot the three. She could handle the ball. She could distribute it. But, she would, it'd be fair to say, intimidate a lot of other teams. Dimitri, good morning, Dan. You're the, thanks, man. The GOAT. Give yourself a woo. Hey, thanks for that, man. And you know what? This show works. We're GOATs because the Do Crew is a GOAT. I'll go with that. See, Trump, is Stephanie a cop? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Matt B is. All right. Sage is. Bo, I bet the bet of the century is looking more and more like sure money. I would agree with that. Trump's, so I want her to arrest me. But probably could be a lot of people in that boat. Marcus, losers make excuses. Kobe Bryant, that is true. I agree with that 100%. Johnny L, it seems to me that Broski is being talked about. Yeah, now that he was here. Well, it'll probably pass, probably come tomorrow just because he's no longer relevant. Phil, Coach Dan, woo! Hall of Fame coach, well deserved. We'll see, man. I got nominated, but I'm not in there yet, so we'll go with that. Living rent free, yeah, but I'm guessing every day that passes, he'll be gone. Let's see, Matt B is fun to harass a troll. It is indeed. The Lions Talk Live fans, sign him. Re-sign Davis. Yes, I agree with you, Marcus. The way he's played, man, and I don't know what his demands would be, but he is, like I was saying, he's got to be in the top 10, maybe top 5 conversation for cornerbacks this year. And he plays the run, he plays zone coverage well, he hits. I mean, his man-to-man's through the roof right now. There's not many in the league doing it better than him. Courtney CD, 3, keep him. I'm down with that. Bo, I have arrested development. There you go. Brett, how much would it cost to re-sign Davis? That I don't know, man, but I'm guessing he's going to get a pretty good contract. The only thing going against him, I would think, is going to be his advancing age, but wait and see. Lionel, greetings, salutations, all you wild and crazy cat lovers, ! Lightning and Thundercats. Ho, and good morning to you too. Marcus re-signed Davis will also save us money because he has voided years. Okay, I'm down with that. Manifest question of the day: how long will it take before Detroit can seal the number 1 seed, assuming they continue to win? It's a great question. I think it just comes down to, I'm trying to think. Philly and Minnesota are right on our tails. Maybe there's somebody else. Well, I guess Washington too. So a lot of it's going to come down to how much they keep winning. If they lose some games, then it'll make it easier for us to secure the number 1 seed. Coach Rock, I would sit Decker and Laporta for this week so they can rehab together and cheer us on the team. Woo! I'm down with that. Bo, CD3 has earned another contract. Yeah, he seems like he is, man, he's been a great addition to this team. Rob, manifest, it depends on how everyone sells. Yeah, agree with that. Marcus, 4 years, $60 million for Davis? Could be indeed. Joseph, do you think the Kansas City Chiefs is holding back a little bit and not trying to give it all up of their plays, same as for playoffs? I don't think so. I think they just would invent new plays for the playoffs. At least that would be my anticipation as a coach. Really, you get to a certain point in the year, you've used all your plays. It doesn't mean you don't have other plays you can come up with, but if you've got a good creative mind on offense or defense, you can keep scheming up new things. Matty Beat, manifest my destiny. The last 2 games, if the Eagles continue to play like they are, I'm down with that. Bo, number 1 seed as early as week 14, possibly. It could be indeed. If other teams lose and we win. Hey, Vape, great morning, Coach Dan and Duke Crew. Woo! I see Super Bowl getting closer. Woo! Yes, with every week, man, it's 1 week closer. Joe C., I definitely agree with you, Coach. We do have the best safety tandem in the whole league, exclamation points. And for that, let's get a Sheila. Woo! All right, you want a Sheila Woo? Sheila Woo on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, and moving on now. Let's see, Lions Talk Live, 15 million. I'm down. I'd be okay with that. Bo, we have a safety dance duo. We can do. We have got a great safety combo. Courtney, predict 9-8 and 1 in 2022. 15-5 in 23 and 1B. I predict 15-2 for 2024, and Texans was one of the losses. Okay, so maybe we're ahead of the curve. Maybe we are only 1 or 2 games ahead of some really good squads, so we should be talking about clinching right now. Yeah, it's going to be a dogfight to get down there. Just see, I don't want this season to end, exclamation point. I mean, I do want us to win the Super Bowl, but I want this to last as long as possible. Well, hopefully we can last on through the Super Bowl. All right, guys, just because we've only got about 8 minutes to go, I'm going to power through and try to find some people who haven't been on as much. All right, Bo Panay shaves his unicorn. Okay, has to hide it. I'm down with that. Courtney, good point, Matty B. Slow the roll. I'm down with that. Is that so? You, me too, Joseph C. It's been fun so far. Phil Laporta sure is hurt a lot. He is, man. He's banged up and got to get healthy. Let's see, Marcus, remember Hutchinson manifestation jacket he wore at draft night? I'm willing to bet he had winning the Super Bowl in there. I'm down with that. I think he is. Let's see, Pitts, what's up with Tim Patrick? Haven't heard his name in a while. Just haven't thrown him as much, but he's out there pulling coverage. You watch the coaching film, you can see his effect on the defenses. Trump Decker out, no time, get him the ball. Okay, all right. Let's see. Hookadoo, morning, Miles Margaret, the roar loud and proud. I'm down with that. Let's see, Phil, give him B. He ran the wrong route, causing an INT. Yeah, I'll go with that. King SJ, what do you got? Good morning, Dan and Duke Crew, back at you. Marcus St. Brown, A+. Okay. Dimitri, JMO, A. All right. Let's see. Dude, trying to find people who haven't always been on. Raider, Dan Skipper gets a fat F. Fair enough, man. Let's see. Looking for some others here. Let's see. A Vape, offense gets an A+, special teams B, defense A. Okay. Not bad grades at all, my friend. There's no wrong answers here. Let's see. Dimitri, running backs A+. Okay. Let's see. Bo Gibbs' decision making has been progressing. A. Okay. Raider CD A+. All right. Let's see. Trumps. I would like to see Craig Rounds take some carries. It's a long season. Yeah, I think you'll probably see some games where you'll get him out there and get some. Marcus Jack Campbell A-. All right. Let's see. Matty B. I'm giving A's to Branch and Kirby, Gibbs, Monty, Saint Goff season as a whole. All right. Down with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Looking for some others here. Rob Arnold is a rookie rising to an impossible occasion. He's improving every week. I agree with that. He is improving. You're seeing noticeable growth from him. I would say, Marcus, did Jeff Okuda play last week? I think he was out, but I'm not 100% sure. To be honest, I didn't know he was still in the league until I saw the injury report for them. Jason Arnold, solid B. Okay, is that so you? Grade Rob, TA is learning fast. He is. Phil Okuda did not play. All right. Let's see. Marcus Arnold, C. Okay. Raider, the safety is A+. All right. Robinson is too short. Okay. Phil, Marcus, all right. Let's see, Dimitri, safety's A++. Marcus, kickers A+. All right. Let's see, Miles Marker, please like, share, and copy. You don't have to send it, but it still counts good for the channel. Thank you for that, by the way. Dimitri, kickers A++. Coach A+. Yeah, I should have graded the coaches too. They had the best safety duo in the league. They do, man. Joe C, I think Meek Robinson is pretty dang good overall. Correct. He is the best ball puncher for sure on this team. I'll go with that. Steve Ray Crockett, king of the Wild Frontier. He was, man. And so again, when he signed, or the Lions let him go, and then he signed with Denver, that was sad for me, man. Trumps, and your bro, okay, president. Yes. Don't forget Sheila, Sheila. Marcus Hutchinson A+. I agree with that. Phil Fox got out kicked by the Texans punter first time this year. Yeah, but that dude was launching him. I mean, he had a really good performance. Patrick, I hope we have the number 1 seed in the bag, so the last game against the Vikes, we can let Hooker play the whole game and give him a good spell at running the offense. Yeah, and let some of the backups get some meaningful snaps and opportunities there. Phil, nobody liked Len Barney? No, he was before my time covering him. That's all. So I didn't grade him because I didn't watch him. Let's see, Trump's Hutch is all motor. I'll go with that. Let's see, Bo Hutch A+++. I'll go with that. See, bus driver, good morning, Duke Crew, back at you. Miles Marker, good morning, bus driver, nice to see you. Bus driver, you too, Miles Marker, all right. Bo Bates A, the legend of Legatron. I think you are correct with that. Dimitri, Trump Genius, yep, keep it about football. Let's see, famous RW, greetings and salutations, Coach and Duke Crew, read about how T.O. healed from his broken bone, and his leg, as you said, was in 2003, and it's not 2024. Not saying Aiden can or can't do it, but with today's breakthrough, it's definitely, possible. And that's where I was going with it, because, not that what somebody else does means it's all about what you can do, but let's remember in the 70s, early 80s, Jack Youngblood, whatever, he broke his leg and played the 3 playoff games, plus the Pro Bowl on a broken leg. And I just think, knowing Hutchinson, his mentality, his desire, plus the advancements of medical technology in the time I've been around, plus what happened with Terrell Owens, yes, it's very possible for him to be back on the field. And could he re-injure it? Yes. But he could come back week 1, week 2, week 3 next year, and have a freak injury happen and break it again. So if the medical staff says he's good to go, he's going to be out there. I have no doubt about it. I don't think he's sitting on the sideline saying, man, I'm not playing. That's just my take on his personality. Sarge just joined. Greetings, salutations all. What did I miss? You missed the grades, but you might have caught some of them. I don't know based on the timeline. Marcus Broski, all right, down with that. Dennis, Skipper gets a B. All right, fair enough. B it is. Sarge, laughing out loud. Marcus Damas, A+++. You got to like that guy. Jen Savage, A with a lot of pluses. I'm down with that. Coach Dan, A+. Thanks for that. Dennis, woo! I'm okay with that. Let's see. Marcus Bueller, A+. Miles Market, laughing out loud. Sarge, throwing out grades for Lions players. Who's your fave? We'll find out. Trump better give him a PI than a TD. Correct. I'd rather do that anytime. Marcus, woo, A+. All right. Phil, Moody. Thank you for that. Moody. Yes. Sarge, Miles Margaret, like them all, but really like watching Gibbs run. Yeah, he's pretty dang good. When did you get old, Daniel? Man, I don't know. I don't feel old, but hey, obviously I'm going to be officially 1 year older in a couple days here. Marcus, Lions 40, Jags 14. We did just 2 seasons ago. Yes, we'll do it. Hopefully we do it again. David, I was also born 11/22/63 also. Fair enough. Phil, and happy upcoming birthday, by the way. Phil, Hutch has the highest of the high tech gear helping him. Yeah, 100%. And I just, again, not that what happens with one guy means anything for the other guy, but again, watching guys have their bodies intentionally worked on to do stuff, and knowing that there were no muscle, tissue, nerve issues with Hutchinson's break, I do think you're probably going to see him early in December working out with the Lions as far as being a full go of stuff. Now, they're not going to clear him to play or anything, but I do think probably in January, if he hasn't had a setback, who knows? I think he will be back. Now, I've been wrong before. Sarge, you guys are just youngsters. We are. Some of us are. Dennis, what up, Doc? Can we rock? Laughing out loud. We'll find out. The Trim Reaper, Hutch will be back for playoffs, in your opinion. Oh, yeah. I think you're spot on with that, man. And again, it'll probably be on a guarded level, as guarded as you can be in football, but I think you're right. Vern, good morning. Back at you. Michael, Lawrence out for Sunday's game. Yes, he was officially ruled out or called out yesterday, I think you say. First time I have Houston. Think he could be fun to watch. I agree with that. Agreed. Miles Mart, where are you at, Mandy B? I was a kid in San Jose, then Quincy. Okay. Dave got 3 winnable games in a row. 11-1. Are we in heaven? We are, man. Let's go and get them. Phil, Houston, while no surprise to me, has started to play well. He is, man. You can see he's getting right. He's getting healthy. Trumps, don't block Broski. If you don't like what he says, pass by his comments. Nah, man. You go into church and start yelling and screaming about the devil all the time, you know what? They're probably going to ask you to leave. That's just disrespectful. I've asked him for over a year to follow certain guidelines. He wants to keep coming here and being disrespectful. All right, Trumps, if I go into your house and break the rules that you have for your house, what are you doing to that guest? You letting him stick around for a year? Probably not, man. Let's see. Courtney Nowski, great surprise. A gem, yeah. Diamond in the rough. Jason, Coach Dan, Thornton and Campbell, A+, Broski, D-. I'm down with that. Superdome or bust. And hey, good to see you this morning. Dennis Hank gets my vote. I'll go with that. Vern, good morning. Hope we didn't get the big head. No, I hope we don't get big head. Let's see. Lauren, what do you got? Good morning, crew, and back at you. Vern, we Decker played this weekend. We'll find out. I don't know at this point. We'll find out probably more today. Patrick, well, this week I'm pulling from Detroit, Tennessee, and Chicago to win against the Jags, Mini, and Green Bay. We'll find out. Let's see. Miles Margaret Decker knows the fans more than all other players. I think he is speaking from us fans too. Not if, even if not, I'd like to think so. Yeah, it could be because he's one of the few remaining guys. Him, Reeves, Maben, Glasgow. Because to be honest, even though Glasgow left for a couple years, he's a part of the prior regime. And then Frank the Tank. Man, these guys have been through the mud. They've been through everything. To see the opportunity that's in front of them, man, I think they all want to embrace it and get to that Super Bowl. Let's see, Jay-Z, first thing I see waking up today is Snacks Harris tweeting about how he would run through an army tank for Dan Campbell. Never bet against a Dan Campbell-led team. I'm down with that, man. And yes, you see a lot of former Lions talking about what they see happening with the new team and just how much they love it. Vape Lions 49-6. I'll take that. Lauren Davis has earned his spot. I agree with that. Brian, good morning, Dan, and the best few football show in the universe. I hope the Lions put a show on this weekend. 38-14 goal lines. I'm down with that. And good morning, by the way. Lauren, watch party at Ford Field if we make the Super Bowl? Question mark. If yes, are you going? If they do have something like that, you know what? I might be pretty damn tempted to go to that. So, you know what? Stay tuned. We'll find out if they do that. But if they get there, I'm guessing Ford Field does. Trim Reaper, have a great day, Coach and Duke Crew. Woo! Oh, yeah. Good morning to you, and have a great one, Trim. Bo, happy trails, Duke Crew. All done, dusted for another day. See you then. Joe C., I sure hope Eagles get their butts whipped tonight. Let's hope so. Trim Reaper, smash that like and subscribe button. Thanks for that, man. Joseph, let's go. Hookadoo, happy trails, Duke Crew. Lions Talk Live, the chat of destiny. I'm down with that. Miles Meyer, 8-1. Trump's 1963 was a good year. It was indeed. Let's see. Miles Meyer, St. Joe's. Trump's thumbs up. All right, guys. We'll go ahead and get on out of here. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Also, if you would be so kind before you check out, hit that thumbs up button. If there is some sort of breaking news today, I'll get it over to you as quick as possible. Other than that, take care. Have a great day. Be a good human being. Do good things for other people. Do something nice for somebody you don't know. We'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody. You're still here? What are you doing here? It's over. The show's over. Go home.